Hello and welcome to our weekly IG Lives. This is where we have chats with author Dee Dee Cummings on different topics. We're also going to be having some other people join us in the future. We'll be talking to other authors and maybe some other people in different parts of, welcome, different parts of the industry. Like I said, authors, maybe we'll get some teachers and librarians on we can talk to in the future. So we'll have more to share about that. But today we're going to be focusing on the K Club, which is something I actually signed my daughter up, and I forgot I was going to show you what she's been working on. She just cut out her little badge this morning. That was in the last newsletter that went out. There's a lot of really fun stuff out there. Hello. There's a lot of really great stuff that's out there for kids. It's for, I believe the ages are 6 to 11. And it's just a really safe to encourage them about building character and supporting their dreams. Hold on. There you are. Hello. I was just saying, I forgot I was going to bring, my daughter was working on her, the things that you sent out in the last newsletter for the K Club, and I thought I'd bring in to show. She cut out her badge, and we're going to start with the reading bingo. There's so many things, so many fun things that are in there, and I know you wanted to talk about the club today.
Yes, I do. Give me 1 second. I forgot to turn off my do not disturb. Hold on, I'm going to do that.
Okay, sure. But yeah, the nice thing too is that the K Club, there's only a newsletter once a month. So if you're worried about getting tons of emails, you don't have to worry about that. There's just a once a month newsletter, but it comes with different activities and things for the kids. And it's really cute. It's really fun, encouraging. Like I love the pledge for the K Club that they have to do, and the little badge they can cut out. It was really cute.
Thanks for saying that. I've worked really with the K Club together, and everybody here at Makeaway Media is so excited about it. And I feel like it's needed. I mean, this has just been, it's kind of a weird time. I don't know if anyone on here today saw the blog post that I released this morning on the Makeaway Media website, but it was all about how some of us are reporting that we're feeling kind of icky over the last couple years. And so I think the K Club was very needed. There's a lot of research floating around about how parents are concerned about their children's mental health, and not all parents feel like it's reached a level where they need to take their child to see a therapist, but there are things that are going on that parents want to talk to kids about, but they might not know how. And so I'm so proud of the K Club, because I heard you say, and I'm so glad you said that, we don't spam people. So we're not trying to add to the chaos and the clutter of your life, because we all get so much stuff. And I know I've signed up for a couple of things on email before, and then before you know it, they're emailing you like 3 or 4 times a day, like, hey, did you forget about this? Did you see this? Did you open this? Now this is 50% off. And the great thing about the K Club is that the things that we send don't cost any money. Yeah. Of course, we do let people know that we do have things for sale, but we are still sending you stuff and not asking you to buy anything. Mm-hmm. All you ever do is read our emails and take in some of the information. We hope that it makes you feel a little bit better. We hope that your kids do some of the activities, and that some of the activities we hope you will do with your kids too. But we're not trying to make your life any more cluttered or any more difficult. So that's what's great to me about the K Club. And I wanted to show you all just some of the activities that we have planned that are so neat. So we send you these things every month in an email. It's always the last Thursday of the month. And this helps you kind of just know what's going on in your kid's head. This is just one example of an activity that we'll send. And one parent had commented on our Facebook page that my kids don't want to do anything else that looks like homework. The fact is, anything that's reading or writing, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Kids are always going to think you're trying to trick them into doing some work. But we hope that if you make it fun and they can color these images and they can draw in faces, we hope that if you make it fun and you make it something that maybe even the whole family does together. Now, it's not something that parents necessarily have to do with kids. This is pretty self-explanatory, unless you're like 4 and can't read yet. But we hope that this is something that kids will not think is homework or schoolwork, that
Mm-hmm.
fun. And the important thing about a handout like this is it talks about when I think about, and then the child draws in or writes in, whatever they prefer, what makes them happy. When I think about something that makes them sad or something that makes them worried, it's something that happened in my own life, even though I'm a therapist. All families have issues and have problems. So something that happened in my own life was that my child would read.
Just lost Didi for a second.
Oh,
So I think we just lost. You said something that happened in your own life, and then
yeah.
you cut that out.
You know, even therapist families have problems. And I found out just from talking to my child and using something very similar to this, that he was worried about something. And so using something like that can just open up a dialogue between parents and kids. You may not even know that your children have these concerns or these fears. Just one admin side note real quick. I did turn off my do not disturb, but for some reason I'm still getting notices, even though the do not disturb is off. So I think that might be why you're losing me sometimes. So
Okay.
you gotta love technology. I don't know what to say about that. But sometimes, have you as an adult ever thought that something is wrong with you, but you couldn't put your finger on it? You didn't know what it was?
Mm-hmm.
That's of an activity that'll help kids kind of put their finger on how they feel. And then it'll open a doorway for parents to be able to talk to kids and say, you know, if this is making you sad, like a friend, for instance, let's say they draw a friend there, then, you know, is this person really your friend? You know, a lot of kids they don't have to interact with every child in their life. You know, they can put up some boundaries, and then that type of worksheet. We had somebody new join, love for me, so I want to show you what we're talking about. A worksheet like that will help a parent talk with the child about boundaries. So I love all of this stuff, and it's all inspired by the Kayla series, because the Kayla series is all about being kind. I'm so happy to have so many people on today. Stay with us because I'm talking all about the K Club, which is free. You can go on the Makeaway Media website, look for the Modern Day K series, because we have picture books called Kayla Modern Day Princess, but then there's a higher level reading series that'll be coming out this year that'll be more like chapter books called Modern Day K. It's the same story, but for 2 different age ranges. So all of these activities are inspired by Princess Kayla in the series. And so I don't want to show you too many, because, you know, here's just a plain coloring sheet. I mean, who doesn't love a coloring sheet? Even adults love to color. I mean, that's super cool. I could see my best friend, your daughter, doing this.
Yes.
So, and this is something that Charlene, who just joined us, Charlene Mosley is one of our illustrators, and she just joined us, and this is an example of something that she drew for our activity book. But the cool thing, so here's what you really have to hear about all this, is when you send us pictures of the activities that you did, when you send us pictures of your kids doing the activities or just even the artwork that they do, like send us this. Let us see if they learned anything, because then that helps us spread the message to other kids about why this kind of stuff is so important. I think maybe some people might open this email and think that, you know, it's not that big of a deal to get a handout, but when you really sit down with your kids and start working on it, you don't have to go to Walmart to buy anything. You don't have to do anything but open your email, print this sheet, give it to your children, give them some crayons, some markers, let them have fun with it. And then if you send us pictures of their artwork, we'll enter you in a drawing every month, every single month, enter you in a drawing. And you have a really good chance of winning, because a lot of people, you know, don't tend to enter stuff like this. And we send you anything from posters. So here's one of our Kayla posters. There's another one that I have back here on the shelf that I love. That's probably my favorite poster. Did you know that, Leanna?
Yeah, I was just looking at that behind you. Yeah.
Did you have that?
No, we have the one that you just showed. We don't have that one.
Okay. But we have all kinds of cool stuff. Look at this. We have stickers. Look at these beautiful stickers. Look at that. That's directly from the Kayla series.
Mhm.
There's another one that kind of looks like that poster. And this is the modern day K logo. This is the one that's going to Broadway.
Mm.
Many of you all have heard me talk. That's a whole nother Instagram live, but many of you all have heard me talk about my dream is to take this series to Broadway, and that's the logo for that. And then look at this. This is exactly the kind of stuff that kids need to see. Thanks for all the love you all are giving me about these stickers. Really excited about them. Pins, beautiful little Kayla. So there's all kinds of stuff. We have postcards here. These postcards are also things that we plan to give away. And what will happen with these postcards is on the back, it has goals. And so kids can write down goals that they have for themselves. They can actually write in their own address, put a stamp on it, and mail it to themselves and put it in a box. And then like a year from now, thanks, D Nice, for saying the pins are precious. I appreciate that. A year from now, they can go back and they can see if they achieve their goals, and you can have a whole conversation about that, about why they didn't achieve it. And of course, if you have not bought the Kayla series yet, we will also enter you in a monthly drawing to win some of these books. And just look how beautiful the Kayla series is. So this is what inspires the K Club. It's all about being kind. So K could be for Princess Kayla, but really it's for being kind. K Club is all about. So I just wanted to show you some of this really neat stuff. I hope that we've already gotten 700 subscribers in just a few short weeks, which is just, blows my mind. So, I mean, that tells you too, people need this. People are looking for positivity and just feel good stuff for them and their children to do.
It is. It's so uplifting, and it's so encouraging and positive for kids. And I also think it's neat because it's a club and they have a badge, like they belong
Yeah.
to the group. And especially I think with the pandemic, and there's still a lot of kids who are maybe doing distance learning, or they're kind of getting back into their classrooms, but maybe feeling disconnected. It really helps, kind of create this sense of community, that you belong to this other group, this big group of kids who are also following their hearts and following their dreams.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's about them following their own dreams, but it's also really encourages them to be kind and to build empathy for other people. It's really amazing.
Yes, it is. And I say this is so off the subject, but since D Nice is on here, D Nice, do you see your little baby Yoda that you sent me? See, I really do collect this kind of stuff, so I appreciate you giving me that. Here it is with me in my new studio. I got a whole new studio.
Not Yoda, but there's like the original.
D Nice, I know. Did you know you're not even supposed to call him Baby Yoda? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Species. Did you know that? So whenever I call him Baby Yoda, and I have another one up there that my son gave me for Christmas.
Oh, cute.
So whenever I call him Baby Yoda, my son always says, he's not a Baby Yoda. They're not even a species. So
I didn't know that.
that's just a side note. That's just a bonus for everybody that's on today to, look that up so you won't embarrass yourself.
I learned on these IG lives. Yeah.
Well, here I But we're just so excited about the K Club, and I hope that everyone on will, again, go to Makeaway Media, go to the Modern Day K series. You'll see there, welcome to the K Club, and sign up for the K Club. It really is all free. We only email you one time a month. We send you a positive, inspirational message to talk with your kids about. We attach a handout, and then last month, we attached an extra handout because we had so many goodies to choose from. So we actually attached 2 handouts and a really positive message for parents out there about everybody's kind of going through the same kind of blah feelings right now. Summer couldn't come at a better time. Spring is right around the corner. The sun will do a lot to make us all feel better too. But it's good to have these conversations with your kids. So I think the K Club is a great way to open up that doorway and have those talks with your kids.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know we've really enjoyed it here at our house.
Good. Thank you. You'll have to send me a picture.
I will. I was thinking that. I meant to bring it to IG Live, but we'll definitely post a picture.
Okay. Great. I would love to see it.
All right.
Yeah. Another thing is like with the Kayla books, I had a teacher write to me and tell me that the Kayla books talks about therapy, because one of the things I try to do as a therapist is to normalize therapy. And
Right.
the series talks about therapy and, you know, what it means to go to therapy and why some people might go to therapy in a very laid back way. It's, you know, it's nothing that like hits you over the head. It's just a part of like a normal conversation between Kayla and her friends. And a teacher who's also a mom took the time to write to me and tell me that because her daughter read that book that talks about therapy, that it opened up a whole window of conversation for
Mm-hmm.
her daughter about what therapy is and why somebody would go. And the teacher found out that her daughter wanted to go talk to someone, and they talked about the reasons why. I don't want to reveal too much of what, you know, she trusted me with to share her story, but I was just so moved by that. Kentucky, and this person's in a whole other state. And that just really meant a lot to me, that a book that I wrote with that message, where one of my goals is to normalize therapy, that a parent would be moved in that way by the words in the book, that meant a lot to me. So don't, you know, think that you always have a great handle on everything in your home life. You got to have these conversations, because sometimes you don't even know. You know, you just don't know what's floating around in people's heads until you sit down and do something like a worksheet or read a book together and then have those conversations.
Yeah, like you said, this is something that, you know, we might not even think to ask our kids or to talk about, or we don't say it in the right way because, you know, those of us, we're not therapists. We don't maybe put it the right way, and the kid does, we say, how was your day? And we think that kind of covers it. And maybe all these issues that they're thinking about, you know, don't come to the surface. But when you do a worksheet like this, then you find out what's really going on in their minds.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It's very interesting. I hear a lot of stories actually
Yeah.
about who felt like they knew what was going on with their kids. And, you know, kids are perpetually think that they're going to get in trouble. You know, they,
Yes.
they think words like therapy are bad things. And, you know, it's not until we open up that doorway and have that conversation with them that we realize that in their mind, they think therapy is a bad thing, and or asking to talk to someone, you know, or some problem that they have, that they're going to get in trouble for that. And so, you know, we have to make sure that we give them lots of different ways to tell us what's going on in their mind, just in case they think, you know, I can't talk about this because this is something that my friend got in trouble for, so I get in trouble for it. So we have to talk to our kids in lots of creative ways and get information out of them in lots of creative ways. You can't just say, how was your day? And I did that too with my daughter when she was growing up. Of course, my daughter's much older now. She's an adult. But, you know, I'd ask her, how's your day? How's your day? And as long as she said fine or good, I thought it was fine or good. And then we also had a problem. And I said, you know, why didn't you tell me? And she thought she was going to get in trouble, and that's why she didn't tell me. And it was nothing that she would get in trouble for.
Right.
But you just don't know the messages that kids have. And that's why it's important to have handouts and stuff like this. And don't call them handouts with your kids, you know, call them fun activities or coloring pages, or, you know,
Right.
that me and mommy are going to do together, or me and dad are going to do together. Because if you call them handouts, then they'll probably think that they're like schoolwork, and we don't want them to think that. This should all be fun. It should all be about the growth mindset. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you want kids to understand that there are lots of ways to grow. It's not just about, you know, putting that mark on the wall that shows that they got an inch or a half an inch taller. It's about growing your mind to
Mm-hmm.
the best human being you can. So I love the K Club because I think it does all of that.
Yes, absolutely. So if you haven't signed up yet, you can go. Again, the K Club, if for those that are just joining in, is for kids. I think the target range is about 6 to 11. Is that right?
Yeah.
Although it appeals to kids that are a little younger, a little older, but it's free. Everything about it is free. You get handouts and worksheets. You can do fun activities. You can do with your kids without spending any extra money. You just need a printer.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't even want to make a printer a barrier. If you don't have a printer, you can go to the library and print there if you want to, if you're going to the library anyway. Teachers probably would like this too. So if you really want to get it printed, send it to your child's teacher and say, hey, is this something that the class would be interested in? Can I get a copy of this too? I'd like to do this with my kids. So I don't want anything to be a barrier for people participating in this club. And Makeaway Media only, I'm not trying to encourage kids to get on social media because I think kids should spend less time on social media, but Makeaway Media only posts positive messages. So back to the club mentality that you were talking about, it would be kind of cool if you showed your kids Makeaway Media's Instagram page so that they see some of the positive messages that are on there. And even some of those posts could open up a doorway for you to be able to talk to your kids about what's going on in the world. But as we just started the K Club, so as we start to get some images in from a couple people told me they're going to do some stuff this weekend and send it to us. So next week you'll see some of the stuff that kids are doing with the K Club. And it's good for kids to see that kids all over are having these conversations and doing the same things that they're doing. So somebody sent us an email and said, is this club in Georgia? This club is everywhere. You could be on Mars enjoying this club. So it's going to be really cool to see what kids on Mars do with these handouts.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. Well, thank you, Leanna. As always, it's so nice to have you on here talking to me. It was so boring when it was just...
Oh, well, I look forward to next week. And everybody else too, come join us Thursdays, 3:00 Eastern, noon Pacific. We're here. We keep it nice and short because we know you're busy, but we always got something interesting to talk about.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye.